What's going on, HDL fans? It's Gordon Sign here, coach of your Washington Archons, bringing you another coach interview, and today I'm joined by Season 1 champion, PokeRangerMike.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Mike, let's talk about your team name and a little bit about the logo change, the Lake Champlain, however you want to pronounce it, because I don't know, Lapras.
So it's Lake Champlain. The reason why I chose it is because Lake Champlain is my hometown big lake, so to say. I live in Vermont, and Lake Champlain is the lake that divides Vermont and New York. So it's pretty cool. One of the other thing that's kind of interesting about Lake Champlain is that we have our own kind of variation of the Loch Ness Monster known as Champ. And so there's been sightings, in the past. And so I took Lapras, which is the most Loch Ness Monster-like Pokemon, and put it with Lake Champlain to kind of call back to them.
Nice. And this season you changed up your logo a little bit from last season. Any reason for that?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of improve it a little bit, make it not so much just a Lapras. And so what I did was I took the color of what the team is actually based off of, which is the Vermont Lake Monsters, and add that to Lapras instead of its usual blue color, and just kind of add a little bit of different effects to it. And instead of doing the baseball, I decided to go with a ball, which fits with Lapras being war type and whatnot.
Nice. It looks really good, my dude. Obviously exciting to have you back for season 2, defending champ. So talking about Pokemon and things, obviously you picked Lapras because of how close it was to the logo, but what would you say is your favorite Pokemon of all time?
If you've looked at any of my kind of channel art or intros or anything like that, you know that Absol is all over the place, and Absol is definitely my favorite Pokemon. Mega and regular, both excellent. The reason why I love Absol is because he is such a tragic Pokemon, because he's known as the disaster Pokemon. And the reason why he is because that he's able to sense coming natural disasters and things like that. And so he tries to go and warn people of what's coming, and people associate, hey, Absol brings the disasters to us instead of trying to warn us. So it's just this really heart-wrenching kind of backstory on this Pokemon that's just trying to do a good thing and ends up being kind of hurt because of it. Also, I really love Mega Absol's design, turning Absol into a somewhat viable Pokemon in terms of competitive, and he just looks like magical, winged, bringer of death, and he's just a really cool Pokemon.
Nice. So speaking on Pokemon and everything, obviously you have a lot of love for Absol. Would you say your favorite Pokemon memory involves Absol? Would it involve something else? Maybe a league memory?
I would say my favorite memory is the first time that I got to play a Pokemon game, which happened to be not even one that I owned. What happened was when I was 7 or 8, we went on a vacation to Florida, and in the airport I met another kid around my age who happened to have a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Yellow. And how I convinced him, or just why he was so nice, but he let me play his game while we were in the airport and waiting for our plane. And what happened was we actually found out that him and his family were going on the same cruise ship that we were. So I spent a lot of that week with him, kind of switching off back and forth, playing Pokemon Yellow. And that was the first ever time that I got to play a Pokemon game. It wasn't until several years later that I got my own, handheld console, which was the Game Boy Advance SP, and my first actual game of Pokemon, which was Pokemon Ruby.
Sick, man. And so, wow, it's really amazing to see that something so small can have such a lasting impact like that. Obviously, meeting one person led you to become season one champion. So, to speak on
Something like that, yeah.
yeah, to speak on season one champ and everything. How'd you feel about last season altogether?
I mean, pretty much I just wanted to grab some Pokemon that I hadn't really used all that much and wanted to just try to have a lot of fun. And obviously, I want to try to do well in League. I think kind of my play style helped to form the like kind of second half of the season where a lot of people started to kind of use my kind of format of battling. And so it was kind of interesting to see how that impacted everyone else, considering, up till the last battle on the regular season, I was undefeated. So everyone was kind of looking up to what I was doing and kind of trying to use some of those strategies.
Nice. And so, looking at all of season one, going back to playoffs for a minute here, if roles were reversed and say Valor won or I beat Fish, do you think it would have been a harder time on you preparing for a different team than the ones you faced?
I'm obviously I'd have to kind of sit down and actually spend like a good amount of time kind of looking at all the teams again. I think that like definitely with the changes that Valor made to his team, he had a lot better options against what was walling him against me in our first battle. So I think he would have had a much better time against me. You didn't change your team that much, other than picking up Ludicolo. So in terms of your team, there wasn't much change, but I did change my team. So once again, I think it would kind of be interesting to. I'd have to look back and really see. I think overall, it would probably be still Fish at the top in terms of difficulty. You like just under him, and then probably Valor just a little bit below you, more so than the like space between you and Fish.
Gotcha. Now, if you could pick out one battle from last season that was your absolute favorite, which one would you say was?
In terms of my battle or just one that I watched?
Either way, favorite battle from last season.
I mean, in terms of hypeness and just like nervousness and just like craziness, obviously the finals was a ridiculous game. There was a lot of predictions between Fish and I that we did, and it was an incredibly close game. The only game where I was brought down to a 1-0 victory. So that was incredibly nerve-wracking, and I was on the edge of my seat and just like trying to figure out what I should do. So that was an excellent game. Some other games that I really loved seeing were like, I believe, Rozzy versus Ursa. I think that was a really good matchup. And I'd say seeing the development of Mick over the season was really nice to see, because at the beginning he wasn't all that great, but he definitely turned into a playoff contender by the end of it.
Sweet, man. And now looking into your team this season, how you feeling with your team?
Overall, I'm feeling pretty good. I may end up doing one or two trades, not sure at the moment. But I really like the kind of cores that I put together and trying out some new strategies that I didn't get a chance to really use last season. And just try to play my best as I usually do and see where we go.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for doing the short little interview, my dude.
Happy to be here.
And best of luck to you this season.
To you as well, good sir.
Hope to see you in playoffs since we won't be facing off this season.
Hopefully we'll actually face each other in playoffs again.
Yeah, I want that playoff match so bad. But thank you everybody for watching this interview with our Season 1 champion. And until next time, guys, I've been Gordon Sign, signing off.